Everyone, welcome back to Jackson Talks. How you guys doing? I've been having a good day. It's a great Saturday. The weather's feeling great. It's like 78 degrees outside, almost 80. That's really good. Even though the groundhog said 6 more weeks of winter, it's feeling like June already. Anyways, today we are going to be talking about one of like my number one favorite video game franchise of all time, BioShock. Now you may remember I did a video about BioShock 1 and I also did a video about BioShock 2. You can watch that there. I did a video about BioShock Infinite, but I deleted it because I didn't feel like I didn't do a good enough job on that review. I will be remaking that video in the future. Sorry, hiccup. I've been having hiccups all day. That's pretty much all I have. I got the 3 games. I also got the collection, and I'm just a diehard fan, and I really love it. I really do hope I get a poster, a framed poster of the game in the future. Maybe Infinite. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look on Etsy. But today we're going to be talking about some news, or me being concerned, because I have read about some things about the movie, which I will be getting into in a bit, and the new BioShock 4. It's worrying me a little bit, because, like, after what I've read, I just had to talk about it today, because, like, it's just a lot, I just have to talk about it. So before we get into the movie, we're going to be talking about BioShock 4, because that is, like, the next game in the series, and it's also been, like, 12, 13 years since the last BioShock game, and they started development on it in, like, somewhere around 2014, 2015, and it has been radio silence up until last year, where they fired some studio heads. They also said that BioShock 4 is a top priority for 2K right now, which I always thought it was going to be NBA 2K, because that's like their number one game that's selling right now. But BioShock 4, it's a big game, and that the head of 2K said that they are going to release this game, and that they are going to, like, make sure that this game is the best of the best, which is really good. But that's not the part where I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is the fact that it's, like, been 13 years or 12 years, I don't really know for sure, since they started development of this game. 12 years. Do you know how long that is? 12 years. That is more than Kingdom Hearts 4. That is, I don't know any other suggestions, but yeah, that is a long, long time. And that there's been, time passed. First off, a bunch of stuff has been happening. Some of the head of the studios actually got fired, or they left the job. So there's a lot of question about this. But there was a leaker who the thing I remember is V Cooper on Twitter. I don't really know for sure. Something around Cooper. They said about a couple things for BioShock 4. First off, though, leakers don't always get everything right. Again, they could lie, or they could always be wrong and just tell misinformation. But he did get it right for the Tomb Raider game that was announced at the Game Awards. So I do have trust. There's just a lot. There's just a lot about this game. Apparently, the story is going to be a detective nuance story, kinda, about a guy who we don't know the character of, going into the city that is in ruin, or like fallen, and he has to investigate. Which I believe he's going to be an agent of the government. That is a theory of mine, but he's a detective, so maybe he's going on his own terms. I don't really know for sure. Then we also got, it's going to be RPG light, which means that it's going to be just like the other BioShock games, where You could upgrade your gear and stuff, but you know, not full on RPG. The city is going to be called. The city has been rumored to be an Arctic city called Borealis, where the enemies are going to be called Flushers. Yes, you heard that right, Flushers. Weird name, but whatever. And there's going to be decisions are going to affect how the ending of the game is, or like affect the environment. So the environment could be great if you choose the right decision, or wrong if you do the wrong decision. That type of stuff. Um, that's like what happened about the Bioshock games, but in the first game, it was because of the little sisters who saved or killed. That shows the ending of the game if it was good or bad, or in the middle. But in the second game, it had a lot more impact on the story, but not on the environment. And in Bioshock Infinite, choices didn't really affect the environment at all, since it was so linear. It doesn't really count as of like. It doesn't really count as of an immersive sim, which is what the Bioshock games are. What they're labeled as, immersive sims. So it's just a lot of questions about that in the air. I really do like the idea of an Arctic city. That sounds really cool. There's a lot of potential for that. Sorry, there's a notification there. My bad. But then again, we still don't know what it is for sure. Again, this leaker may be lying. Again, there's a 50-50% chance that he's either correct or he's either lying to us. There's no in between. He could either get some, or there is an in between, but he could either get stuff right, or he could get it wrong, or he could get some stuff right, but there's still some stuff wrong. There's a lot of stuff about this, but that is like Bioshock 4 coverage. I really do hope this game is good. I'm saving up to buy a PS5, or maybe Xbox Series X, a PS5, to play this game, and I'm really excited for this game. But, we still have to wait for it. Then we got the Bioshock movie. Now, this Bioshock movie was started development with Netflix and 2K in 2019. It was really promising. Again, we had radio silence, so we didn't hear anything. And then we got news that the director, who I do not remember the name, but he's the director that made the Hunger Games movies. He was really busy making the Hunger Games prequel. It's a prequel sequel to Songbirds and Snakes. I don't remember the name, but I think that's it. I don't know. But it's the prequel to Hunger Games. I never watched Hunger Games, so I don't really know what to say, but, But he was really busy with that. Also, the budget for the movie was cut in half, which is really sad. I don't know what to say. They said the movie was going to be more of a personal story and not a sprawling epic. Again, still worried about it, because that could mean many things. I do not want this game to end up like Return to Silent Hill. That movie was really buns. It was really bad. And I just feel like I don't want the Bioshock movie to be like that. There's also the worry that Netflix is a part of this, and Netflix could either make a pretty good adaptation or a bad adaptation. Bad adaptation of Netflix. What? I mean, the Umbrella Academy, I heard, wasn't really a good adaptation. It was good at the start, but Netflix just hasn't been making that good of adaptations. They also made some really bad anime ones. I never watched anime before, so I don't really have a peace of mind to give, but again, still worrying. And with the budget being cut in half, that just means that it's going to be more of a self-circle movie, if that makes sense. And I'm worried about that, because the game is pretty big with its story, and it had a really impactful story. So I don't really know how they're going to adapt it. Now, they said that filming is going to start in 2027, next year, so we'll most likely be seeing the game, Bioshock 4, and the movie releasing on 2028, either at the beginning or my guess is at near the end or the middle of the year. But again, that's still a lot, and I'm just really worried about these because I love Bioshock. It's like my number one favorite franchise of all time. I'm a huge fan of the games. In fact, Bioshock 2 is like my number one favorite video game of all time. So I have a lot of hope for it, and I really, really, really hope that the movie is good because I'm planning on seeing that in theaters. And I will be a junior at that time, so I will have a long ways to go, but I really do hope and pray that this is going to be good. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I know it's a kind of a quick one, but I'm just here to describe, what I have. I'm just really nervous about this. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. So, see ya. Um, I just read about this. The movie's going to be directed by Francis Lawrence, which, again, like I said, the director of Hunger Games, and the movie is being written by the same guy that wrote Logan, which is really good because that's a superhero movie and that's a really good Wolverine movie. I think it's like the best superhero movie of all time. But again, they slashed the budget in half, and they delayed it till, I believe, the release to be 2028. I hope so. But again, I'm still worried about it. And, yeah. It is going to be Francis Lawrence's next movie. And he's going to begin filming it, like I said in the video, 2027. So, hopefully, this movie is good. I believe he has the power and, the mind to direct this movie, and that I really think he will make this movie good. But again, I don't really know for sure. But that's pretty much it. See ya.